Whenever I talk about this, there's many people that don't understand it. There's people that understand it but have trouble understanding it, and that is your dog and love. Does your dog experience the emotion love? This morning I contacted Chippy's owners, and I said, whoever's putting the e-collar on, make sure that the e-collar is on the 11th hole, because if you don't have it on there, he'll just ignore you. He's a little male dog. He's had, a couple months of training. He's great when the collar's on. He's collar wise. So I was reminding them to put it on and make sure that it's fitting properly. And after I said that, I said, he will ignore you. He'll be disrespectful. And that's the point, is that your dog is not the same as you. They don't have the same amount of gray matter. It's not even close. So a large dog, like a German Shepherd, has the brain the size of a small lemon. This is Remy. She loves me, don't you, Remy? She totally loves me. That's my pigeon wife. Right, Rem? Look at her. So Chippy's brain is, and Chippy's a very smart dog, is very small. So there's no room for all these emotions that human beings think that dogs have. They just don't. They don't. Jealousy, when people say, oh, my dog was jealous, no, that's about resources. It's not what you think. And human beings were hardwired to think that everything's sort of like us and everything isn't like us. And more animals on this planet, all the animals on the planet are more like other animals as far as intelligence goes and emotions. I'm not saying that there's not something there in like chimpanzees and some of the, but it's not like what you have. It isn't what you have. They cannot ponder thought, especially dogs. Dogs can't ponder thought. They just don't. They respond, and they respond instinctually and with trained commands. The people that think that your dog is experiencing love, like this emotion love, they're not. Your dog can like you a lot. And I know this hurts some of you people, the people that see dogs as fur babies. They're not fur babies, they're dogs. They're more dissimilar to a human, and they're more like other animals, like a horse, a pig, a dolphin. They're more like that as far as this goes. Your dog, like in the dog world, if there was anything that was this close to love, that would be respect. So a dog that respects another dog, that would be equivalent to the dog showing love. Or the dog that is showing respect for a human, that's the equivalency of love. And most of the people that have a problem dealing with this, they have dogs that are a mess. They have a dog that either, that might be sitting on their chair and not want to move. Or their friend comes in the house and the dog is aggressive to that person, or they're aggressive to the mailman, and they make something up in their head of like, the dog that's being aggressive to the person, that there's something wrong with the person, like the dog is psychic and knows something about that person. That's not the way that it is. Your dog, when people talk about the emotional state of the dog, it's like, what emotional state? When I train a dog, that is never a consideration. Excitement is a consideration, and that's about it. You'll see dogs that I'll train, at the beginning of the board and train, you'll see body language that's sort of like uneasy, doesn't look like they're having fun, and by the end of the board and train, they've learned hold, and then we teach them to retrieve, and it's the best thing in the world. But in the beginning, when you're teaching hold, what am I going to do? I'm going to worry about that every dog that comes here that I teach hold to while I'm teaching hold, it doesn't look like they're into it. I don't care, because I know that the end result is that the dog will become respectful, like me a whole lot, and that's it. And then the dog can move back into the owner's house and have a great, the owner can have a great experience with the dog, with the respectful dog that's having a good time, wagging its tail. Your dog does not love you. It cannot love you. Love is a complex human emotion. All those human emotions, these complex human emotions, your dog doesn't experience. You might think it, if you're a child, you think the dog loves you, but as an adult, you should start thinking more appropriately about what the dog's capabilities are, or whatever pet you have. Your dog cannot experience love. They have virtually like no memory in their mind about you. They don't worry about you when you're gone. And don't bring up separation anxiety. That's something totally different. That's a behavioral issue. That if you think that because your dog has separation anxiety that it loves you, you are messed up, and that's exactly what happened. Is you screwed up the dog. You screwed up the dog. You need to find somebody that'll help you fix the dog and make sure that the dog is stable when you're gone. Your dog cannot experience love. Love is complex. It's a human emotion. It's not a dog thing. It has nothing to do with dogs. Thinking about your dog in an anthropomorphic way is not helpful. And treating your dog like a human is a disservice to your dog. Treat your dog like it's a dog. I've always tried to find some kind of analogy that would make sense to humans explaining this, and it's a difficult one because there's nothing on this planet that is greater than the human, and that's the biggest problem. Is like we think we got it all figured out. So the analogy that I would use, and it really doesn't work, but if aliens came from another world and they enslaved us, and instead of us being able to sit and eat down, the aliens, right, they wanted us to eat on all fours like a dog because that's how they ate. That wouldn't make no sense, right? You don't force the animal into something because it's more human-like, and you don't put these expectations on an animal because you think it would be better for them to be more human-like. You keep it as natural as you can. I'm sorry. I know that this bums you all out, but your dog is a dog. Keep it that way. They're happier that way. That's a stress-free life. The people that don't do that put these expectations on the dog, like the dog is either psychic or the dog should know better because the dog, I love the dog and the dog loves me. They always have all these problems with their dog. And I guarantee you, how many times, you talk to a dog trainer, how many times do we see these dogs that are treated this way that are a mess? They're always a mess. It's better to treat your dog like a Marine. It makes for a healthy, happy dog. Your dog just doesn't have these human emotions like love, jealousy. It just doesn't exist. Do you have problems with your dog and you think that your dog loves you? You do. You think that your dog loves you because you see the dog excited and it's wagging its tail and jumping up and down. No, it's not. It's not loving you. It could like you, but it's just excited. Don't put these human expectations on something that is non-human. It just does not exist in the dog world. It doesn't. It's non-human. It's non-human. Don't think that your dog should be doing anything unnatural, like going to the bathroom inside. Take your dog outside. Don't use wee-wee pads. Treat your dog like it's a dog. Dogs don't go to the bathroom in their den. They go outside. If you're going to get a dog, be realistic. Your dog doesn't love you. It can like you a lot, but it doesn't love you. I mean, if the aliens came down here, you would protect me, wouldn't you? You're damn right you would. Look at her. She's the prettiest bird I've ever seen.